He is a 2017 inductee and chairperson of the Podcast Hall of Fame. Please welcome back to the stage, Rob Greenlee.
All right, back again. Thank you for your patience. But yeah, this is an inductee that really takes me back to the very early days of podcasting when I got started. And what the impact that this person had on the media landscape really is really profound, and a lot of people don't know about her, but I'm really lucky to induct Maria Thomas. She's a true pioneer in digital media and a podcasting kind of leader. She was the first NPR digital GM, and so she was the one that was instrumental in forming NPR's, which at the time and continues to be mostly a radio platform, into a multimedia digital powerhouse. In 2005, she and her team launched podcasting on NPR, working with the development team from Lipson at the time, and launched podcasting. And that really, I think, transformed public radio at that point into really moving into the digital realm and podcasting. And really as a way to transform and really kind of grow into a new medium, the stories that they tell. And you know, her impact really was in an era that was really limited in broadband. Smartphones didn't exist yet, and iPods were just a niche at that time. And so she had the foresight to see the opportunity of podcasting, and every time she would fly out to Seattle to spend time at Microsoft, or at the time Real Networks, she would stop off and have coffee with me before she went over there. So I've done many panels with her at public radio events around the country in the very early days of podcasting, and she really had a significant impact on NPR's entry into podcasting. And they launched about 32 podcasts in 2000, I believe it was 2005, and they secured a national sponsor that achieved, those 32 podcasts achieved over 1 million downloads in just 6 weeks. And it was a groundbreaking kind of shift for NPR at the time. And so her significant contributions really, you know, she's probably one of the most deserving inductees into the Hall of Fame of anybody. Not to, you know, kind of downplay her follow-up things that she did, but she was also the co-founder of NPR Music, as well as Etsy's very first non-founder CEO. So if any of the ladies out here or men that like to go to Etsy to buy things, she really was an innovator on that platform. And she's currently now the CEO of a platform called Sunday Health, which is really focusing on leadership in the health space with people with cognitive challenges. So Maria's story is really a story of vision, determination, and collaboration, and she really reminds us all about the power of creativity and the importance of adaptability and being in touch with trends in the market. So on behalf of Maria and everyone here, I would like to congratulate Maria, who couldn't be here with us tonight, but she created a really terrific video acceptance speech for herself. So welcome Maria to the Podcast Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you, Podcasting Hall of Fame, for this incredible honor. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today, but I want to accept this recognition on behalf of the NPR 2005 online team, as we were called back then, and on behalf of our public radio collaborators. It's hard to believe that it's been nearly 2 decades since we launched the NPR podcasting platform. In that time, podcasting has become such a defining medium for journalism and storytelling and education. It wasn't all like that back in 2005. Broadband was in about half of all US households, and of course, the smartphone had not yet been introduced. It was estimated that about 6 million iPods were in use in the US at that point. And even though podcasting was new and largely unknown, my team and I always felt like NPR was so perfectly positioned for the new world of on demand and portable audio, and that podcasting would allow the magic of radio to no longer be bound by both time and geography. In fact, I used to joke with my team, if we can't be successful in podcasting, we should probably be ashamed of ourselves. And of course, that's not to in any way underestimate the incredible efforts that went into launching the NPR podcasting network. It actually began in 2004 when we introduced RSS feeds as a means for distributing content across the public radio system. And then in early 2005, we were in partnership discussions with Odeo when we got a call from Mr. Steve Jobs. And I went out to Cupertino with the NPR CEO at the time, and Steve Jobs told us about Apple's plans to bring podcasting mainstream by introducing it directly into iTunes. And we knew that that was just going to be transformational in terms of the user experience. We launched NPR's podcasting efforts in August 2005 with an initial directory of 32 podcasts. We did have a national sponsor, which was Acura, and probably one of the bigger ad buys of the time. And within 6 weeks, we reached just an unimaginable milestone of 1 million downloads. A few months later, we tried to keep the momentum going. We introduced a little brand extension, which we called alt.npr. And really, with alt.npr, we were trying to encourage experimentation with original content. And we wanted to see, how niche we could get with the audiences. So we introduced podcasts like On Gambling with Mike Pesca and Youthcast from PRX. It wasn't all smooth sailing, though. There were some NPR member stations who had serious concerns about the impact that NPR podcasting might have on traditional radio distribution and radio audiences. So that led to some restrictions on what my team was able to do. We weren't able to introduce full NPR show podcast, and we weren't able to do any on-air promotion, which seems kind of charming now, given given how much on-air promotion there is of NPR podcasts. But even as I was leaving NPR in early 2008, it was already becoming clear with productions like Planet Money how this medium could be used for in-depth and timely storytelling, and how it was going to transform really the future of radio. And so it's just been so thrilling to watch the developments at NPR and across podcasting more broadly, and especially proud of how podcasting has allowed NPR to reach new audiences and younger audiences, and even expand its footprint globally. So this honor, again, celebrates the 2005 NPR online team, and it also celebrates the power of innovation. And I just can't wait to see where podcasting goes next. Thank you again so much to the Podcasting Hall of Fame and all who make it possible.
Now, here to introduce